What's up, guys? It's your boy Ty, and I appreciate you guys being here with us tonight. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to spend your time with us, just a little bit of time, and we appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, wherever you're catching this at. And tonight, we're going to be talking about generational wealth. I got a guest, my boy Craig, and he's going to be rocking with us tonight. What's up, Craig?
How you doing?
What's up? So tonight we're going to be talking about generational wealth. So first off, of course, we got to start with the basics. So what is wealth to you? I know a lot of people have different visions or versions of wealth. What wealth means to you could be different for anyone. So what does it mean to you, wealth?
Exactly. What it means to me, I guess you have to look at in the context you're talking about. Are we talking about economic wealth? Are we talking about just wealth in general? Because when you talk about wealth, it marries a plethora of platforms. But in terms of economic wealth, to me, it means that the monies are prevalent throughout generation to generation. You're going to go a while with the money circling through the family.
Okay. Money. So when you hear wealth, you think about money, making sure money is in abundance. Okay.
Right.
All right. So growing up, who was the wealthiest person that was in your life, or you saw? Who was the wealthiest person around you, like coming up?
Growing up, I think the wealthiest person, I think, by default, we always think our parents were the wealthiest people that we knew. But in actuality, when we really think about it, getting a little older, I really can't say that anybody in my family was the thing. They were all well off. They all did good for the time that they were in. But when you're talking about economic wealth, I can't say that anybody that I knew within my family was actually wealthy.
I got you. So if you had to name somebody like with money, even if it wasn't in your family, what did like the wealthiest person, even if it's not in your family, look like? Like it could have been, was it the people on TV? Did you know someone maybe in the community, or wealth wasn't anywhere? Like true wealth.
If we're talking about not in the family, I do remember there was this gentleman in Suffolk, Copeland's. It was a Copeland's. He was, I wouldn't say exactly wealthy, but he was well off, and he had multiple properties and things of that nature. Right, and it was kind of amazing to see and understand. He had multiple properties back in the day, So it was, not knowing that, a lot of, people at that time had those type of resources. So to know that this guy has, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses, and he kept it in the family and passed it along. It was kind of.
It was dope. It was dope.
Yeah,
right?
It was dope. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to pry too much, but was that guy black or white?
Black guy.
So it was okay. So you did see someone, of our color that was actually, you would have considered that's wealth right there.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all right. So now I like to say, I would say just about what you've been saying. You probably say no to this, but so was any wealth handed down to you?
Throughout my family, no. It wasn't. And I wouldn't say that it wasn't. I don't look at it as a bad thing. I just think that the times, different families at during the different times had to deal with or overcome different circumstances, which maybe allow or didn't allow them to be, wealthy at the time. I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about my grandparents, my parents. You're talking about 1950s, 1960s,
And we just really coming out of
1920s.
slavery
Right.
around that time.
Exactly. So that was a challenge in itself.
Yeah.
So to be able to
Hand something
get to
down.
that point where you could accumulate, as you would call it, generational wealth, whether it's by land or, you actually somehow stumble to be, married into a family that they kind of had that already. I would dare say that it was kind of rare.
Rare. Facts. I agree. It was hard. Like I said, we were just coming out of slavery. It's hard for someone to actually have something and then pass down something. If anything, It would be like land, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, do you think it's our obligation or duty to hand wealth down to the next generations after us? Like to our kids? What do you think about that?
Right. I think it's our duty to hand down the information.
So we're talking about wealth as information now. Well, because wealth can be information and knowledge too.
Right. So it's our duty to hand down the information and how to point them in the right direction for the resources to make you wealthy. I think that's something that was sorely missed with our grandparents and our parents. I don't think they all times had the information and or the opportunity. Times are different now. So with our children, they most definitely have the opportunity
to do whatever they want out here.
Exactly.
So I would like to ask then, so you don't think we should be handing monetary gains to the next generation?
I would say that,
or property, or just anything that could be summed up by the value of money or that type of wealth.
Right. I'm not against that, but I too know. I look at the times that we're in, and a lot of people. Let's just example. If we was to pass down, let's say, 150 acres of land down to your children, with the current culture and times now, a lot of people wouldn't appreciate that.
Wouldn't even know how to use it.
Right. And the first thing they're going to do is, okay, I got 150 acres of land. How much is it worth? And if it ends up being, let's say, you got some trees on it, you might want to log it, and it might be worth, let's say 150 acres. Let's say it's worth $300,000. The first thing they're going to do is, I'm going to sell it.
They're going to sell it.
I'm going to get this $300,000, and I'm going about my way. And and you don't look at, the fact that your parents or your grandparents, what they did to procure that 150 acres.
It could have took a while for them to actually have that to pass down.
Exactly. And they're just looking at the monetary value. They're going to grab that money and they're going to, they're going to run with it. And they're going to run with it. Exactly. So I think the most important thing, when we're talking about passing down generational wealth, and, I think we need to pass down the information and to, whether it's land or actual money or resources or whatever the case may be. With that needs to go with the education of how long it took the person to,
actually accumulate
those resources.
So I would say, I want to ask this question there. So do you think the new generation, this generation out here after us, have it too easy?
Have it too easy? Actually, no.
Okay.
I don't think they have it easy. But what I do think, and I probably, we'll probably take a lot of flack for this, but what I do think is there are a lot of forces or a lot of distractions that, the youth of today face, and it makes it difficult for them to appreciate and understand the opportunity that they have, in terms of being able to, be wealthy or be able to appreciate what it is they have. I think that, when you look at the culture and some of the stuff that's out here, it's not helping the youth, appreciate anything. It's everything is microwave. You got to have it fast. You got to have it fast.
Gotta have it fast. And
right.
One of the things to say, piggyback off what you were saying about fast, they expect money to be fast too.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people like to just negate the hard work part. They see the bags, they see all of this money, they see the people on maybe social media, and they have all this money, and it's all about, do this, and you can make this X amount of dollars in a month doing this small thing that requires the least amount of work as possible. I think a lot of that is going on too. Everyone expects to do as little as possible and get a bag from it. They want to do the least possible work and expect to get rich. I do think that culture is the culture today is hindered by that. I was watching a podcast episode, and one guy was saying that the blue collar guys, the guys that go out there and actually build things, they don't get enough credit. You know how I feel, we feel we're blue collar, right?
Right.
Actually go out there and build something, produce something. You can see what we do and produce and see how it benefits the society or the workforce or whatever, our country. But everybody wants to get money fast doing something that really isn't like necessary for the infrastructure.
Right.
And it's crazy. It's crazy that, times are moving to get a mad amount of money from contributing nothing to society. And I do think that, like I said, is hindering or distracting the youth out there too.
Right.
Like you said. So Craig, I appreciate you stopping through on the podcast, man. I love the talks and conversations that we had. I need to get you back, man.
Oh, most definitely. It was a pleasure. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to get up here and just shed a little light on the perspective, of how I feel.
Yeah, because it's important to talk. The reason I started this is because it's important to talk and actually hear it, and be talking about it. We talk about wealth. Maybe, we can understand wealth a little better, and others don't even hear talks like this. Some people, coming up, people won't stand around talking about how much money they did have or didn't have. We got to change the culture.
Exactly.
Yep. So, all right. I appreciate you, and I appreciate my listeners. If you guys want to see Craig come back, make sure you drop it in the comments. All right. We appreciate y'all. Peace.